Today, we're diving into a society that made a truly radical choice. It decided to engineer away its entire past, trading history for the promise of a perfectly peaceful present. But what happens when the price of that peace is your own memory? Let's get into it.
I mean, just think about that for a second. Imagine a world where the words mother or father are dangerous, forbidden concepts. And any memory that causes you pain? Oh, there's a state-mandated pill for that. This isn't just some sci-fi fantasy. It's the very real world we're about to break down.
So how do you even build a society like this? Well, you start with one single core principle. You enforce collective forgetting. You build a society on a foundation of, well, nothing. A world completely without a yesterday.
And this is how they sell it. This quote, it's not from some fringe group. This is official state doctrine. Children are considered the nation's most important resource. Way too valuable to be left to amateurs like parents. So, the moment they're born, they're taken, raised by the state, and will never, ever know who their parents are.
And get a load of this number, 98%. That's the government's official compliance rate. This isn't a system people are fighting against in the streets. It's one that pretty much everyone has accepted. That level of control is just staggering to think about.
Right, so a 98% compliance rate? That doesn't happen by accident. It's built and maintained by a few simple but incredibly powerful rules that dictate every single aspect of life. These are the pillars of their control.
And these aren't just laws tucked away in some book. Kids recite them in school like a pledge of allegiance. The first pillar, it completely erases the family. The second, it gets rid of individuality, of mine and yours. And that third one, well, the third pillar is the chemical glue that holds the whole thing together.
And here it is, the linchpin of the whole system. Memory Leaf. It's a mandatory prescription drug that doesn't just dull painful memories, it chemically scrubs them from your brain. It is, quite literally, social control in a pill, designed to keep everyone calm, compliant, and productive.
And here's the sales pitch, right? The state markets mass amnesia as this incredible social good. They say, hey, you get inner peace, society gets productive, peaceful citizens, and the government, well, it needs way fewer police because, who's going to rebel when they can't even remember why they're angry in the first place? But here's the thing about even the most perfect systems. They have ghosts. And in this story, a ghost starts to stir inside the mind of the one man whose job it is to enforce the system, a police officer named Carl.
These are Carl's own words. He's a good officer, he's taking his doses of Memory Leaf, he's even on an increased one for stress, but something is starting to break through. It's like this phantom feeling in his mind, a dream, a half-remembered word, that he can't quite place, but he just knows is important.
You can literally trace his complete transformation. He starts as this loyal enforcer, but these little mental glitches send him down a rabbit hole. He finds a hidden book, gets these cryptic messages, and starts on an incredibly dangerous path, fighting the drug's effects to find out who he was before the state told him who he was supposed to be.
And this is the exact moment where that flicker of doubt ignites into full-blown rebellion. Carl isn't just trying to remember for himself anymore. He's trying to reclaim the one thing the state has made illegal, his own family.
The messages he's getting are simple. They're direct, almost like a blueprint for how to tear the system down. And the very first step is crystal clear. You have to break the chemical chains, stop the drugs.
The second step, that defines the entire mission. This isn't just about personal freedom anymore. It's about breaking the cycle for good. It's about liberating the next generation from the very system that enslaved their parents. And finally, there's an escape plan. Just a whisper of a world that exists beyond the state's control, a place of real freedom waiting over the mountains. Suddenly, the resistance isn't just an idea, it has a destination.
This is the core philosophy that a mysterious guide gives him, the absolute belief driving the rebellion. Memory isn't a burden to be erased, it's the engine of change. You can't possibly fix a broken world if you can't even remember how it broke.
So, everything, and I mean everything, boils down to this one fundamental choice. And it's not really good versus evil. It's a choice between two competing definitions of a good life, a comfortable lie or a painful truth. It's truth versus happiness.
So look at the two options. On one side, you have the state's promise, a life free of stress and trauma. You'll be safe, you'll be productive, and you'll be happy in your ignorance.
But on the other side is the rebel's truth, a life that for sure includes pain, but also includes love, real connection, family, and the messy, beautiful freedom of knowing who you really are.
And that forces us to ask a really tough question. If you could press a button and erase your worst memories, your deepest traumas, would you do it? Even if it meant also erasing the lessons those moments taught you or the person they helped you become?
Which leaves us with one final thought. And this one isn't for the people in this story, it's for us. In a world that offers us endless ways to distract ourselves and to forget, what parts of our own past, both the good and the painful, are we willing to hold on to in order to be truly human?